What are the reasons professionals start considering such major changes in their career in the first place?
I think it comes down to a couple of reasons. People start at some point experiencing regret. If they've had a misaligned career, if they got into a job that they didn't enjoy. Because, see, both of these situations, a situation where you love your job but you hate your salary, it's not a sustainable situation. Or the other way around, you love your salary but you hate your job, right? Both of these situations are not sustainable. So if you land up in a misaligned career, if in a career that is not doing both of these things for you, where you have the professional fulfillment and you make a significant amount of money, then you will start experiencing dissatisfaction, and that dissatisfaction accumulates over time. And this is one of the reasons people start to have even a midlife crisis. At some point they feel, is this all there is, right? Is this everything that I'm going to experience between now and till when I leave the planet? So people start experiencing this accumulated dissatisfaction, and that's what we call regret. So regret is not having made the kind of progress that you expected to make. You're not at that mark, you're not at that point where you expected to be. And it could be regret coming from not having the designation or the title. It could be regret coming from not being where you wanted to be financially. It could be regret that you don't have professional fulfillment or the quantum of professional fulfillment that you wanted from your career or your work life. Now, what happens is, if you don't know how to handle this regret lands up turning into anxiety. It lands up turning into a feeling of desperation that you are not future ready, that you will not be able to take care of the responsibilities that you shoulder in the various roles that you play in your life. You play the role of being someone's child, you're a son or a daughter. You play the role of being a parent to someone, you have children of your own. So especially when it comes to those very close bonds, those family relationships, you have certain responsibilities. Especially in our culture, parents want to make sure that they can get their children married, they can get their children educated. These are some very common goals across humanity, and certainly in our culture they hold a tremendous amount of value and meaning. Fathers saving for their daughters or their son's wedding, and putting money away to get them educated. And the world it's not getting any cheaper to live in. Today children want a laptop and they want the gadgets and the phones and all of that. It's become a necessity of life. I mean, you don't need to go fancy, but you need to have one. So expenses are going up, and all of this can give rise to a tremendous amount of anxiety. Unable to fulfill the responsibilities that you will be held to, the standard that you will be held to. And please understand that this regret and anxiety express themselves in different intensities for different people. And these are the root causes that then express themselves as symptoms. So the symptom could be you're bored, you want to change, you're disengaged, you're victimizing your own self, that why did it happen to you? You have a bad boss, or you're working for a company that does not give you growth opportunities, or you're working in a very politically charged environment. These symptoms will start to come up. And a lot of people, they don't have the personal development or the awareness to truly introspect. Is it an opportunity to grow, or is it an opportunity to run away from? Because the human mind wants to take the path of least resistance. And unfortunately, because this is not taught to us formally, a lot of people run away from this, taking the path of least resistance, without the introspection or the reflection required. Understanding where you're running away and where it's an opportunity to grow is very critical. And I feel this is, why people run away. They adopt that path of least resistance, and they run away from a situation. And they look for solace in the next thing, and then in the next thing, and then in the next thing. But a lesson in life is not going to leave you till it has taught you what you need to learn. And this becomes an escape mechanism. So, the root cause is the regret and the anxiety, and this expresses itself as these symptoms, and people run away without reflection. And that is what leads to making these drastic changes. And I feel that it takes a certain amount of engaging with personal development to be able to break this cycle.